Rob, thanks for joining us. Obviously, another frustrating afternoon, this time away at Barnsley, 3-0 the scoreline. Can I get your overall thoughts on the game first?
I think that might take a while. I think they started exactly how we said they would in terms of their energy and their running. So we should have been more prepared for that. And ultimately, when we played first half, we played with no intensity or intent. We just played into their hands. And, we build into the game for the next 25, 30 minutes, get a bit of control. Not as effective as we should have been. Come in at 1-0, change a couple of things, and actually felt positive going into the second half. But you can't start a game of football like that in League One. And then what you can't do as well is you can't start playing when you're 3-0 down. That's too late by then. It's not acceptable. You can't come in at 3-0 and then start playing and running in behind and running. Okay, we changed players, but you've got to do it for the first 60 minutes to even have a chance of winning the game. And we didn't do that today. And I think we're in a proper battle. And we know that. But now I think it's very obvious we're in a battle. And we need players and people that are going to be all in for that battle. Who are going to turn up, who are going to give absolutely everything, every moment, regardless of the outcome of the game, regardless of the quality, before we even get to the tactical stuff. We need players who give absolutely everything for this club and want to be here, because this is a fantastic opportunity for a lot of players to be at this level, and they need to grasp that, and they need to understand that all we want to do is give them the best opportunity to express themselves. That comes with a non-negotiable buy-in of hard work, dedication, and giving everything for this cause, because if you are the smallest club with the smallest budget, then you've got to excel in other ways, and that's the thing for me now. We've got to break, and that'll be the thing that when we turn up against Burton or whoever it is, I'll be picking players in a team that will give absolutely 100% no matter what, and hopefully be adding to the squad with players like Ben Radcliffe who come on today, who will come on and affect the game in a positive way. And yeah, I'll still see the best in the players because I do love them. I've been here a short time, but I do love them as people. But we need to realise the situation we're in, the opportunity we've got, and there's certain levels of performance that I want now, irregardless of outcome. And I think, I didn't get that today, to be honest with you. I got it for the last 35 minutes, but the game's gone by then, so it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. They changed subs, they sat off us. So, and the frustrating thing for me is that there was a game there that you could have got something from. So, yeah, we need to be better in all areas, and myself included. By the way, I'm not just going to criticise the players, myself included. I need to adapt and learn at what works at this level now, what doesn't, and where we need to improve, where I need to improve. So, that'll be what's happening going forward.
Yeah, as you say, there is some quality in there. We sort of speak about this after every game at the moment. There are as players with individual quality and as a group. I don't know how we haven't walked away from here having scored a goal. There was that sort of period where we first started moving it around quite nicely, where I think Brad's had one saved and obviously Rush has hit the post. Like, we should be coming away from here with at least one goal. But as you say, even by then it's too late. So that's a lot of the frustration, isn't it? That the performances can be there, but for whatever reason they just aren't being sort of put on display at the moment.
No, it's too irregular, and it's the consistency, and this is the step up in level. Look at Barnes' day, an excellent team, probably the best we've played in terms of their power, their movement, and had a couple of players missing as well. So yes, the frustrating thing for me is that you have opportunities to score, you've got to be ruthless, you've got to punish, but then in the flip side, as much as I'll say we've got to score goals at the top end, we've also got to defend our goal better. We've got to be defenders first. We've got this lovely persona, which is a credit to the club and what they've done of being a good footballing team. But being a good footballing team and a good footballer doesn't mean you don't do the basics. Doesn't mean you still don't defend your box, you don't track runners, you don't press, you don't get after the ball. And that's what we need to get to. We need to become a top footballing team, because we need to be able to do everything, all areas of the pitch. Because to stay in this league and for what we've seen so far, I've seen enough to know that we can do it, but we're going to have to put a system and a team out there that will do it consistently enough to give us the best chance possible, because we can score loads of goals. We have kept clean sheets in the past, but it's too inconsistent at the moment. We need some consistency, and that's what, with this break coming up, I think it's probably a good thing, because we get to have a lot of work on the training ground to really nail down everything that we want to see now, and I think that's what's going to be going forward.
Yeah, and we can talk, and I think you've mentioned this before about, it's great that the club's coming to places like Barnsley. We're playing, we've still got some big away days to come, Rotherham, Birmingham, etc., etc. we can't be turning up to games, can we, needing to score 4 goals to come away with 3 points. So, as you say, you know, it's always nice when we get compliments saying, oh, you guys moved the ball around nicely, but if we're conceding that many, you know, and sometimes the goals are obviously coming from giving the ball away sort of up front as well, that's, again, just so frustrating, isn't it, that we're always having to give ourselves a mountain to climb, it seems.
Yeah, and that's the lessons we've got to learn quickly. You know, Jeremy Kelly obviously gets caught on the ball today, but he's been probably our best player, most consistent player since he's come in. His professionalism, the way he trains every day. So if that happens, I can't criticise Jeremy. I can't criticise Jez. Okay, I can sit there and explain it, but when someone like Jez gives you absolutely everything all the time, no matter what position he's asked to play, what he's done for the club since he's been here, that's it. So that happens. That happens in football, but it can't happen consistently all the time. You know, it happens once to Jez, so he gets caught on the ball for all his good work. And I'll go to war with anyone who criticises Jez, because no, he is someone you hang your hat on, who will keep us in this division. But we can't have them consistent mistakes all the time. You know, whether it's our own goal kicks for the second time that we know how we have a set routine, what we do with them when we don't put it at risk, and we put it at risk twice and we conceded 2 goals from it. You know, once you can almost look at, but twice it's just unacceptable. And these are the things that we need to get better at and play. And the lads need to understand that if you don't do them consistently, you don't end up back in the team. So obviously, look, what we need to do now is we need to regroup. We need to have a little rest. This period has been tough for us in terms of the games and the travel and everything. So there's nothing we can do to control it now, but we need to reset and go again. And you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to the challenge now, because I've set down a marker in the dressing room with the lads in terms of what we're expecting now. And yeah, I think we've got more than enough to be effective and do well, but we need to see it every minute of the game from everyone. And like I said, please let me reiterate, myself and my coaching team first as well. Not just the criticism of the players, it's a criticism of all of us that we all need to get better. We need to get better quick.
Yeah, and as you say, a chance to sort of regroup with the miniature break with the Wigan game that's obviously going to get moved. We're going to announce a new date for that very soon, and also a chance maybe to bring in some, you know, more players, as you say, who are very willing and, you know, up for the fight. And Ben Radcliffe being one of those. You know, I thought he was excellent when he came on. What was your sort of overall assessment of him?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we brought him in. I worked with him at Gateshead. I know his personality, I know his physicality, I know what his technical ability is. You know, he's come in at right back in League One. He was mainly a centre half, and I thought he was excellent. You know, he dealt with the ball well. He won his headers. He won his duels. He was an attacking threat. And that's the type of characters and players that I want to bring in, and that's the type of players we have to bring in. So Ben is going to be a fantastic player for this football club, and I think you've seen a snippet of that there. And yeah, so that is a positive from today. Pap's coming on, getting his debut is a positive. No, that is something he deserves for all his work. And you know, Pap's development might be different, as in whether he goes back out on loan again. But you know, I wanted him on the pitch because it's a reflection of people who work hard, give everything, train properly, and professional, and that's what we want. So look. It's one of them ones where we've had this tough period. It's disappointing, but we'll get to a stage where we're firing, and we'll be turning these opportunities and performances into wins like we have done previously. But it's not going to be easy, you know. And we've got to do it the hard way. We've got to work hard, and we've got to make sure that we're all together doing it. It comes from training standards, working hard in training, taking on instruction, doing what's asked of you, and also for the players backing their strengths, taking people on, getting the ball in the box, moving the ball around the back quickly, making good decisions. And so I think it's one of them ones where there's loads to work on. It's not a complete disaster, it's not anything to get too down on, but it's a time for things to change and to impact and to get us going now.
Perfect, thank you, Rob.
Cheers.